Hello, infidels, and welcome to another edition of Cowboys Imperial Report. This week, the Dallas Cowboys head up to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Giants in a battle for the NFC East. The mediats, naturally, are picking the G-Men to beat the Dallas Cowboys. What is a G-Man? Well, what is a G-Man? I've been trying to figure that out. What is a G-Man? Then what I'm thinking what a G-Man is, it has to be one of two things. Either the G stands for girly, so the Cowboys are taking on the girly men as evidenced in on opening night, or the G does refer to girl, and we're taking on a bunch of transsexuals. I don't know. All right, now I have to get on to a new segment on Cowboys Imperial Report. It's the stupidest post in the forums segment. I go to the forums because, I have high-speed internet, and it takes all of you bloggers a while to reply to me. So what do? I go over to the forums and I try to talk Cowboys over there. I've seen so many dolts over there, it's not even funny. But I'll try to make a joke out of it. This was a thread called "The Best Thing to Ever Happen to Tony Was," and the creator of the thread, Saltwater Server, said the best thing to happen to Romo was the Buffalo debacle because he learned resiliency and he bounced back and heroics and all that stuff, and I agree. Anyway, this idiot, McPolo, said, "I totally disagree. The Bills game showed us that Romo has not improved from last year, but of course you see what you want to see. If it wasn't for the resiliency of the team that night, it would have been an embarrassing loss instead of an embarrassing win. In fact, the carryover from the Bills game made him and Jason Garrett tentative against the Pats, which is one of the many reasons they waxed us that day. The best thing that happened to Romo is being on a team with so much talent. Also, it was in his favor that the O-line was so terrible at the beginning of last year, and the blame was put on Bledsoe's immobility. If our line had been better, Bledsoe would still be the QB, Parcells the coach. The only thing Romo has on Drew is his mobility. You don't need to be great when your wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, offensive line is as good as the Cowboys have. That should have been evident when we played a team similar in talent, the Patriots. Romo looked average most of that afternoon. Our boys will dominate most teams because we have more talent than most. So it's okay if you want to shower Romo with praise when we win. Just don't forget to shower him with criticism when he contributes to us losing. There is no reason we shouldn't represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year and also be competitive in that game unless Romo is what I feel he is, overhyped and overrated. Go Cowboys! Sign me. Okay, Big D88, welcome to Cowboys Imperial Report. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. 7-1, so everything's always good when the Cowboys are 7-1, about to roll over the Giants. Life is good.
Hey, yeah. In reference to that girl problem, I know I didn't bring it up in the emails, but anyway, 2 years ago I had the same kind of thing happen to me. The Cowboys were on a bye week, and then like my whole world, the bottom fell out. So it's dangerous when the Cowboys have a bye.
Oh, I hear that, but once we stomp the Eagles, that's it. It's all over. I could care less about that girl anymore.
Hey, did you see my stupid post to the day thing?
Oh, I saw it and I read it, and I'm with you on that. I'm going to be pretty diplomatic on this show, but yeah, I agree. That's definitely the stupidest post in the Forum Award.
Well, Big D, what do you think the key to a Dallas victory is this Sunday?
Well, on defense, it's simple. We have to pressure Eli Manning and not give up any big plays. It's as simple as that. The first game, we did get some pressure on him, but we gave up big plays in the secondary, and that kept them hanging around, and it became a shootout at that point.
Yeah.
We just have to put pressure on Eli. Don't give up any big plays. He's got to play smart today on Sunday. On offense, it's simple. Protect Romo, and he'll exploit their secondary.
Well, conversely, what would trigger a Cowboys loss?
Early turnovers and give up big plays on defense because that crowd will be fired up if we give up another bomb to Plaxico Burris on the third play of the game. So we got to keep the big plays down to a minimum and protect the football. Because the last thing we want to do is give the Giants hope that they can beat us. So we got to limit the turnovers, don't give up any big plays. Because we saw that against Buffalo, we turned the ball over early, and that crowd was in it the entire game, and that was the toughest game by far of the season for us. So don't fall behind, because that front four they have will just tee off on Romo. And it'll be pretty tough, but you don't have to stop the run. It's that much easier to get to the quarterback. So
yeah.
Protect the football.
Okay, all right, you live up there in New York. I mean, you hear it straight from the horses behind. What's the pulse up there in New York concerning the Giants and the Cowboys? What are you hearing?
Oh, yeah, deep down in Johnstown, all they can talk about is their improved defense, their, the use of the scheme now. They got a great pass rush and this and that. And I'm hearing now that Plaxico Burris is going to have another huge game against our weak secondary. And I hear people saying Brandon Jacobs is going to pound our quote-unquote undersized defense. This is the same defense that knocked them out in the first half of the last meeting. So. All
right. Speaking of talent, what's your expectations for Tank Johnson, who was activated this Sunday?
This Sunday, I think more than anything, will fire up the rest of the team. The rest of the players on defense, and he'll give Jay Ratliff a breather because Ratliff is pretty small playing that nose tackle position.
Yeah.
And he's in there for the majority of the game. There's no one really to spell him. So I think first and foremost, Tank will give him a breather.
Okay, we're gonna talk about a hot button issue. Well, with you, when do you think Pat Watkins will start over Kenny Hamlin?
Oh man, probably not this year. Next year, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, Hamlin, I don't hate Hamlin. You guys, on the blog, I don't hate him.
Hey,
he's a decent
we know.
Player. He's great against the run. He really is. He's a big hitter. So I think Watkins, Watkins will get a shot next year. I think Hamlin will finish out this year as a starter, and I hope he plays pretty good,
What I like about Watkins is the idea of a 6'5" free safety that moves like he does. He reminds me of this guy a little bit.
Oh man, Watkins, he's got everything he needs, all the physical tools you need, and he's got crazy long arms too. I mean, he's got that body you want in a free safety. He's kind of stiff, but if he keeps everything in front of him, which is what a free safety is supposed to do, then he plays smart football. He's going to be a tremendous player in this league, without a doubt.
All right, last question. Will we ever get to see Big D88 at a Bloggers game?
Yeah, next year is looking pretty good.
If you get the arrangements made and he whines about the airfare or whatever, I'm making this commitment now. I'll put $100 towards your airfare. Well, Big D88, it was nice having you on Cowboys Imperial Report. I'll see you on the blogs. Go Cowboys. We have a Stan update. Stan has written Cowboys Imperial Report from his secret location somewhere in Cleveland. He says, "Hey, thanks for writing. Everything is great here. Lots going on though. Something happened in my personal life, and I'll tell you all about it soon. Yes, I know we beat those pesky Eagles and did it with convicting fashion. Now if we can beat the Giants, remember last year's tuna melt? We don't want that to happen again. Tell the guys I'm doing well and thinking of them. Take care, Stan." Well, that wraps it up here on Cowboys Imperial Report. This Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys will roll in to the Meadowlands, and we will take care of the New York Giants. The score, 35-21. We'll see how well that battle is to shut down. See you on Sunday, Infidels.